Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wait What, a Self-Improvement Podcast, Episode 3.
Yeah.
It's crazy stuff. Today's episode is about the power of exercise. To start off the episode, though, we're going to do a little catching up with the both of us and just discuss how our week goals are going, our 12-week year strategies are playing out.
Yeah, dude. If you guys remember, if you listened to the episode 1, you'd know we talked about the 12-week year a little bit. It's just kind of a outline that we use for our goals to go through each week. Kind of helps us stay organized with it and prepare better. So how was your week this week, Mr. Cheese?
My week 3 was rough. If you go over to it real quick.
Okay.
My miracle morning, which again, something we talked about in episode 1, it went good for the most part. My Monday, I woke up pretty late. No, not on purpose. It just ended up happening that way. My reading went well. I was talking to him before this episode started. My first category about finding ways to improve life, just overall went really well. But everything after that went really, really bad. Because I planned my week out, and at church I got this book to help me redevote my life to Christ and everything. So I've been reading out of that book every day. But after that, my whole learning about health and habits, I worked out, which went really well. But that's about where the success ended. I brought my lunch, which went well, but I didn't study at all. We're doing our podcast right now. And that's goal 3, is to be creative. Yeah. I didn't take a photo. I will edit a photo later on today. I didn't do any research, so my week 3 didn't go very well. But that's right. I mean that's why we're doing this, to evaluate, to keep ourselves on track and figure out ways to improve.
Yeah.
So I know I have to keep myself more motivated, keep myself more on track, and I need to do a better job at planning my week. I mean, one of my goals was there to plan my week, but I didn't do a very good job at it, as we can see.
Right.
And then I tried to make an excuse, but school just got kind of busy there for a little bit. So I struggled with that, but now it's also something I know I have to incorporate in my plan. So how did your week go?
Mine was okay. My goal number 1 is to weigh 170. So what I've been doing there, I've been tracking my calories, figure out what I'm eating. I want to eat 3,600 calories a day, which 2 days I didn't hit that, so obviously I need to do better on that. Also eating 180 grams of protein a day, which I'm pretty sure I did that every day, but I forgot to fill it out. So I will do that right now.
There you go.
Work out at least 5 times a week. I know I did that too. Also did that Tuesday through Saturday. So that was good. Eating my prep meals. I know I did that as well. I guess I just haven't filled this thing out. But I'll do that later. But and to gain 1 pound, which I have done that, I weighed myself. I need to do it. I'm going to start weighing myself on Monday and on Sunday. But this week I did it on Thursday, and I weighed myself yesterday morning, and I gained a pound. I think I went from like 156 to 157.
There you go.
Which 155 is what I started at, and it's been 3 weeks already, so it's been tough to gain weight. But I've been slowly upping my calories every single week. So hopefully I'll start to see more of a significant gain there. And we got my second goal was to just improve my mindset. And we talk about the miracle morning, how important that is to us. And I struggled this week. I only did it 3 times out of I have it set for 6 days, but 7 days is, probably the best thing to do is 7 days. But my goal is 6, just to give myself a day off.
Yeah.
But I only did 3 days because this whole week I've been struggling with scleritis in my eye. So I wake up every morning with my eye throbbing. And it's just been bad, but it's a lot better today. So, and I didn't do it today. So where's the excuse for that, huh? I don't have one.
The good thing about what you just said there is that, because we talked about before how, there are times where excuses are okay, and waking up with throbbing eye pain, not being able to see, that's an okay excuse to say, hey, I'm still gonna be productive today. But, maybe let's sleep back a little bit, get some more sleep. Because you also said you weren't sleeping very well either.
Because it wake me up in the middle of the night. But.
Yeah, so, there are times where if you skip a day, if it's because something's going on, that's okay. We don't expect you to push through, bleeding eyes and broken bones just to wake up every morning. Like,
well, on the other side of that, like, I wish I would have, because I know I could have. I know, actually, there was one day, the days that I did do it, like, I did it, and it was, like, I couldn't really concentrate, but I still did it. Like, I felt good that I actually pushed through. I wish I would have pushed through the other days just to see what I can do, because I can push myself, I can push through this. But I didn't. The few days I did, I felt good about it, that I was still able to push through it, even though there was something else going on in my life. So, there's two ways to look at it. It depends how bad the situation is. It wasn't bad enough that I shouldn't be doing it. I still could have done it. I still could have got up, pushed through it. Like we said before, like, your uncomfortable situations are going to help you, or what's going to help you grow. So that would have been a good one for me, which it was the few days that I did it. I definitely see that I can see how much, what I can push myself through. It's like a kind of a motivational thing, and it feels good whenever you push through it when you're going through something.
Yeah,
it makes it tough.
That's a good evaluation. See, that's what a lot of this is for. Is just a self-evaluation. Because now it's just it's not something to beat yourself up over. It's just you did it, you learn from it, and you move on.
Right. And the few days I did it, I know now it's pretty much I'm fine. So this next week, I feel like I can easily do 6 days, and if I don't, I'm going to figure out why. Why it didn't happen, but I know I'm going to.
Because now you know there was 2 days where you did it where your eye is throbbing. So now if you skip a day because it's not throbbing anymore, then you're like, okay, well,
what's going on? You got to figure it out.
Something a little more, something different's happening.
Right. Another head was listening to book before bed. We do that 3 days a week. There's not really excuse there. Just, I don't want to go too deep into all this, but I had read and listen to a positive thinking book, which I did that a few days. Get up at 7 a.m. That was another one. Obviously, I did that one time because I woke up and my eye was dying and I went back to sleep. But I did do it one time. I don't really remember why, but I did. I stayed up. So this week, my goal is going to be every single day because I know I can do it. I did it once, so I know I can push through it. I wish I would have pushed through it more when I was going through the adversity. We talked about it last week.
Wow, we're seeing live connections to what we're doing. This is great stuff. We're actually talking about stuff that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is great.
My last goal is just e-commerce, dabbling in e-commerce.
That stuff gets confusing.
I don't want to go through all of it. Most of it, well, I guess, I don't know if you call it e-commerce, but I have the podcast on here, which we do that every single time. I have some things with my Amazon listing that I adjusted and made some changes there, but overall it was okay. But
that's what it's all about, adjusting and making changes.
Yeah, as long as I'm improving, which I wouldn't say I improved from last week, but I was going through different adversity this week, and I know I can do better the next week.
Yeah,
this
all about
coming week.
That's what we do here. That's a good thing I want to point out again is that, we're not sitting here telling you guys this because we're perfect. We're gonna, we said in the first episode, we're new to this. We're gonna struggle. So, I don't want you guys to think that we're telling you guys this as an almighty God figure saying we always get our goals. We always succeed in everything we say we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Because that just doesn't happen. I'll just tell you right now.
No. We're human. Everybody is. Unless you're not a human.
Then
you're an alien.
Yeah. Welcome.
Okay. So we both struggled this week. So one thing I want to improve on is talking with each other, see how we're doing, little motivational things here and there. Because I feel like I didn't really do that at all this week.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. There was now you mentioned that there was a day I thought about it. I was like, man, we haven't really talked to each other all this week. But instead of taking action on that and doing something, I was just like, I'll get better. And I just went on with my day instead of saying something. So
yeah, that's another thing for the importance of
accountability partners.
Accountability partner.
Because, sure. I'll tell you what, my first 2 weeks were great, and I think we talked to each other almost every day the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Week 3, we didn't talk to each other, and we had rough results.
Yep.
So there's
cause and effect there, buddy.
That. All right, now to get into what the topic of today's episode is about, exercising. And what we got here first is just asking, do we exercise?
Yeah.
We both actually just had a 20-30 minute conversation about workout plans we're doing before we started. So
yep.
There's that. And then something I saw earlier today was Just the idea of that exercise doesn't mean, I mean, for us, it means going to the gym, working out. You know, I run. I think you run too sometimes. And so, like, those are types of them. But exercise can even just be, you know, stretching for 10 minutes when you wake up in the morning. Anything that gets the blood flowing in your body, gets your heart pumping a little more. Because it all just talked about, I watched something earlier, it talks about how once your blood's pumping more, it's getting more blood to your body, and it's expanding, and that makes your lungs work harder because they're getting bigger. They're trying to get more oxygen to your muscles and everything. So you're giving yourself activity that you're doing, and you don't have to, you know, go to the gym and hit 300 pounds on bench press every day to get a good exercise and a good routine going.
Yeah.
Like, it's just little things can go a big way in this too.
Right. So I've been exercising or working out, I mean, since middle school, but legitimately, you know, really going at it probably my junior year of high school. And so that's been 6 years, I think. 6-ish years. So I mean, there's been, you know, ups and downs in there. There's been times where I've just stopped. There's been times where I've been really going hard. Like right now, I would say I'm going pretty hard. You know, really, really focusing on it, trying to gain weight, trying to get it stronger. So how long have you been exercising?
Again, I mean, I started lifting weights for football in 6th, 7th grade. But mine's pretty much the same way you said it. Like, sophomore year, I was kicking butt. I was going at it hard. That was probably, if you look at my workout journey, that was probably my biggest growth, was from the end of football season freshman year to the beginning of football season sophomore year. I really improved myself during that time. I don't know what it was. I think it was because guys were leaving, guys were coming in. It was a new coach. So I feel like I had to, you know, kind of prove myself. So I really was kicking butt. But then, I mean, during junior year, not much. I mean, I lifted. I never stopped lifting, but just the quality of lifting, I guess, got different. And then after junior year, going into senior year, I did pretty well. So, I mean, my journey's always just been kind of up and down. I'm really getting back into it. Yeah, so I don't know if that was, you know, because of the whole, you know, high of something new or whatever, or, you know, just what that was, but I did pretty well then, and then now I'm getting back into it, so I'm pretty excited about that. Just got a new plan I'm starting up this week. Gonna see how that goes. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So now we're going to talk about what exercise has done for us just strictly physically. We'll talk about the mental side after this, but obviously physically we've gotten bigger. I've gotten bigger, and we both got bigger, obviously. Which that happens, obviously, you know, just from growing, because we're not, you know, we're just now getting to the point where we're not getting any taller, we're not getting any bigger. So
yeah.
Now it's all strictly just what we do in the gym and what we eat.
Now the real work starts happening.
Yeah. But, yeah, we've gotten bigger and faster, stronger, feel healthier when you exercise. You know, not even talking about, like, the eating side of it. That's a whole other thing. But just strictly
video.
Exercise, you know, makes a huge difference for the way that you feel.
Yeah, with me, I mean, physically I've gotten stronger. You know, I wasn't, you know, my whole story isn't I was, you know, 120 pounds and then I got up to being 190. Like, I've always just been kind of not a bulky person, but, like, I think what mine was, I turned a lot of my fat into a sort of muscle. So, like, it just kind of, it really evened itself out. I went from 180 pounds of fat to 175 pounds of, you know, more muscle than fat. And I've never been, you know, sub 5% body fat or anything crazy like that. Like, I've always, where I am right now is pretty much where I have been. Just, you know, difference between how much of that was fat, how much of that was muscle is really where I've been. I mean, we'll have pictures of Logan. His was more of the, you know, gotten scrawny to pretty large man now.
I wouldn't say large.
Well, a lot.
Just, I don't know.
Lean.
Yeah. Packed on muscle. But, so now I think, to me, the more important side of exercising is the mental side. What has that done for me is gave me a heck of a lot more confidence. I remember, I was always the really, really skinny guy. And, people don't think about it often. They think about it as, you make fun of the fat guy. Like, that's a terrible thing to say. But then you also got people saying, wow, you're so skinny. You're skin and bones. Look how scrawny you are. And nobody bats an eye. Like, nobody cares when people say that. But really, that's what really started driving me to want to go to the gym more. Like, that gave me such motivation when people said that to me. And I would hit the gym hard. I remember the first time I went to the actual gym. Like, instead of going to, school workouts, sports workouts, I'd go to the actual gym, and I loved it. I still do. I still love going to the gym. I don't want to sound like arrogant, but I like when people notice. Like, man, you're getting big. I'm like, thanks. Like, yep, finally. It's a really good feeling. Boosts your self confidence. You love the way you look, and the hard work's finally paying off. So that's a huge mental gain. And also, for me, mentally, it gets me in the right mindset. Like, in the morning, I work out in the morning. It's like, you start off your day getting something done, checking something off your list, and getting that, it gets the ball rolling. Like, I want to reference this show, which isn't the greatest reference, but I just watched this episode of The Office where Michael and Pam started their own business. They started the Michael Scott Paper Company. And they would get down on themselves like, we can't do this. Like, what are we thinking? And then either Pam or Michael would be like, okay, we got this little bitty thing here. We already did this, so let's check that off. And he's like, you know what? We can do this. So let's take this little step here. We can do this. We can do this too. So you get the ball rolling with something starting in the day, and it really gets you on the ball. It gets the domino effect going. You can check this off your list. Yes, I can do it. I did something today, and then you just keep going with it. So that's another big thing for me.
Yeah, that's good. And, going back to what you said, like, with, people wearing makeup and people getting plastic surgery and stuff like that, the reason they do that is because they're not confident in the body that they have right now. Like, they want to look better. And so, like, that relieves their, anxiety or depression or whatever their body is giving them, whatever they feel because of their body. Once they do that surgery or put on that makeup, they're like, hey, I look better. I'm more confident. But for me, like, with lifting and everything, it stays for the most part. I mean, you have to stay consistent, but, like, once you get stronger and you feel more confident in your body, it stays. Like, and then you can use that as your motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
Like, that's what my thing's been. I used to be a fairly chubbier guy, and then, I'm still not in the greatest of shape in the world. I mean, that's my goal to get to that point, but, just where I am at right now, I feel so much confident in the body I'm in right now than where I used to be. And so that's my motivation is, hey, I feel good in this body right now. Why not keep going and look even better? And I saw something a long time ago, and I see it pop up every once in a while. And as it was a reflection. It talked about, hey, think back to the point to where you wanted what you have right now. And that's kind of the point I'm at right now. So I'm going to the gym, I'm getting stronger. I feel good about the body I have right now. And that was me, 8th grade year. I was like, man, I want to look stronger. I want to look better. And so thinking back on it, like, I'm at where I wanted to be before. And now it's time to say, okay, I want to look like this. And then have that reflection 3 or 4 years down the road. That's kind of my motivation, I guess, is to be able to keep reflecting back on myself and say, hey, I'm at where I wanted to be. And I guess that's sort of my check mark on my list, like what you were saying a second ago.
It's like, we can do this. We get a goal done, and we know we can do it, so let's just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the next thing, get the ball rolling.
Exactly.
So, keeping the focus on mental health with the mental aspect of exercise, here's a quote from the helpguide.org, which we're going to link that article in the description. It says, people who exercise regularly tend to do so because it gives them an enormous sense of well-being. They feel more energetic throughout the day, sleep better at night, have sharper memories, and feel more relaxed and positive about themselves and their lives. It's also powerful medicine for many common mental health challenges.
There it is.
Yeah,
there it is right there. I mean, there's no need to comment on anything you
exercise
said.
is the ultimate medicine, you could say. There's so many benefits from it. It's crazy.
Just looking at one of these quotes we have here, I'm just going to jump to this real fast because I literally just read it and then heard what you said, and it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It says, if you don't make time for exercise, you'll probably have to make time for illness.
Right.
By Robin Sharma. And so that's just saying, if you don't make time to get out of bed and, do stretches or go on a walk or something, you're going to end up getting sick eventually. Now, I'm not saying, hey, if you don't work out in 2 days, you're going to get sick. You might be like, I've done this for a month and I haven't, I've been lazy up for a month and it hasn't done anything bad for me. But it's going to catch up to you eventually. I mean, I can't make any promises on when it's going to happen, but it will catch up to you. So instead of making time for your exercise, now you're going to have to be taking time out of your day to be sick and sit around and feel in pain. Yeah.
You're going to have to face the consequences of what you have not been doing to keep yourself in shape, healthy, happy. You're going to have to fix what you caused by not exercising and taking care of your body. So you're going to be taking time, what that quote's saying, you're going to be taking time either way. You can either take the time to exercise now and improve yourself and be way, way ahead of what you thought you could be or what you wanted to be even. Or you can not do it and then you'll be, 3-4 steps behind and have to climb back to where you were and then keep going to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, and something my family tells me sometimes is that, my sister's been getting kind of sick here recently, and, people in my family end up getting sick sometimes. And again, I'm not downing on them saying they don't exercise, because a lot of them do. A lot of them are coaches, or my sister plays sports and stuff. Because sometimes this is going to relate back to, your illness, like your immune system and how that works and everything. But for me, I've heard them tell me before, hey, you don't get sick very often. You don't, this person's been through a sickness 3 or 4 times and you have been sick in a year. Like, how does that happen? And I mean, knock on wood, I hope that doesn't happen anytime soon. I'm going to end up having like the flu or something the next day. But I'd like to give that to my exercise. How I try to stay active as much as I can. I'd like to think that my exercise has something to do with that, because I'm keeping my body going and moving and active. And I feel like the more I do that, the better I feel just overall. And so I'd like to contribute my well-being and health to my exercise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just figured I'd throw that in there.
For sure. And another little piece from this article I'm going to read is a recent study done by the Harvard Chan School of Public Health found that running for 15 minutes a day or walking for an hour reduces the risk of major depression by 26%. Which isn't a massive percent, but that's still. That tells you
a lot better than where you were.
It tells you the power of exercise, what it can do to clear your mental state and help you perform on a better mental level and be more mentally healthy, which mental health is huge, especially this day and age. There's a lot of more issues with mental health, with everything, basically the internet, social media, all the connections we have, all the bad things we see, all the, even good things we see.
Yeah, and I mean, something that goes back to what we're talking about right now is that we can show you, we can read you 1,000 studies, but try to talk to people that have done it. You know what I mean? Talk to someone that exercises a lot and say, hey, man, how has this helped you out? We're going to give you our, points and tips and how it's affected us and stuff. But, don't just take it from us. Take it from someone else. You can read 1,000 studies if you want to, but inevitably you have to believe it. And I feel like it's more more, you feel better listening to it if it's from someone that's done it, if it's from an experience.
Yeah.
So, if there's someone in your family or a friend of yours that's, is really happy, doesn't get sick very often, and just looks like he's in really good physical shape, be like, hey, man, how has exercise affected you? And I'm sure they'll come at you with, hey, it's helped me feel really good. I feel good because I exercise. I'm confident in myself and everything. So, I just think exercise has so much more help than just, getting stronger.
Yeah.
I think it can help you in so many ways. And you can look up benefits of exercising. It'll tell you, it raises your blood pressure to make your organs work harder, and it does this and it does that. But just ask people. Find someone that you're comfortable talking to. I don't know. I've never really met anybody at the gym that's not friendly. but I'm not talking for every gym everywhere, for all the people or anything, but
Right.
for the most part, any person I ever talked to at the gym has been a very nice person, and has they'd be willing. And I don't hit them up right before a big bench set or something, but I mean if they're just standing around getting a drink of water, I'd be like, hey man, you look.
You look great.
You look strong. You look great. I mean, how do you feel like this has benefited you at all? And I'm sure they'd be glad to talk about it because I mean, it's like what you said earlier. It's a nice thing to hear if someone's like, "Hey, man, you look great. You look stronger and everything." So, yeah, I think it's just go talk to someone. I mean, that's the best advice I can give you. Instead of sitting down for an hour and looking up all these research, just go ask someone how it feels and just listen to what they say.
There's plenty of credible YouTubers out there that we watch. We get Athlete Jeff Cavalier from Athlete. There's plenty. He's probably the main one I would suggest watching his videos, and we have a link to one of his videos in our notes here. And there's plenty of others out there that's
a good one.
They speak from experience as well as the scientific side of exercising and lifting and all things of that matter.
Yeah, Jeff's whole thing is putting the science back in lifting. So that's a big one. He'll teach you. If you're ever wondering how to do something, that'd be the guy I'd send you to.
Yeah.
Because he's really good. Really smart guy.
Sure. Another point I really think need to drive into your head is consistency is key when it comes to exercise, especially if you want to get real major results from it. Because I see people that'll fall into the repeating cycle of starting, stopping, and restarting again. They live off that major high of doing something new. Like, I am going to do this, kind of like a New Year's resolution. You get that major high at the beginning, like, I'm going to do this, and then it gets hard. You lose that drive at the beginning. You're not going to keep that drive at the very beginning throughout the entire process. There's going to be ups and downs. But what separates the people that really succeed and see the results from the people who don't is they keep going no matter what happens. You push through the times where you don't want to do it. There's times where you will not want to do it, but you do it anyways. And that's what separates people who get everything they want, all the success in the world, get the results from people who don't. That's really, it's consistency, continuously going through it no matter what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to jump ahead right quick. And so the results take time. I mean, that's just a big one for me, especially right now.
Yeah.
Like, where I'm at right now, like, I want to look super strong, and I want to be athletic still. But there's been times where I'll go to the gym after, like a week, and I'll look at myself, and I'm like, man, I don't really see much of a difference. And I kind of get down on myself, and I start thinking, is this really worth it? Like, is the time I'm putting in really worth it? And I just got to think to myself, and I mean, I've talked to you about it before, just results take time. Like, I just have to...
Yeah.
I have to trust the process. I mean, just, like, from your experience, I mean, it didn't take you... It wasn't a week, and then you looked the way you do now. Like,
years.
Exactly. Like,
and
it's going to take time.
I'm still not really close to where I want to be. It's been years, but I still do it. I mean, but I really love it. But there is days where I don't want to do it, and I do it anyways because I have that instilled in my brain that I have to keep doing it. I have to be consistent with it, or I'm not going to reach where I want to reach. So consistency is major key in exercise and getting results.
Yeah, and like I just think, go back to what you say, find something you love. Like, if you hate lifting, find something else to do. Go stretch, go play basketball or something, It's all good for you. Like, if you don't like lifting weights or the idea of going to a gym and lifting weights, don't do it. I mean, it's not gonna kill you to not do it. I mean,
there's plenty of different things to do.
Exactly. I mean, you can,
physically.
For me, I looked up earlier today trying to find some quick little notes to throw in here before we started. I looked up types of exercise. And by God, I got a list of 50 different things you can do. And I mean, that was just scraping the top of exercise. Like, there's so much you can do to get it's really just get your body moving.
Yeah.
Cleaning the house can be a form of exercise because you're up moving something, using your arms, picking things up, pushing a vacuum or something. So, like, I mean, if it just comes down to cleaning a different area of your house every day, all right, it'll do something for you. We're not talking about, 20 minutes or an hour of just grueling effort and pushing yourself. Like, if it's just something real quick you have to do, like, shoot for it. I mean, it's not always about the extreme side of lifting.
Yeah,
I guess.
If you want the major results, obviously, it depends what your goal is, really. If you just want to reap the mental benefits, you don't have to do anything crazy. Just little 10-15 minute jog every day. But if you want to gain muscle and really change your physical aspect of it, then that's a whole different level. But the key is doing something is better than nothing. It's always better than nothing. Just do something, and you'll start to see those benefits.
Yeah, I think just finding something you love to do is the whole key to this whole thing. Because if you don't love it, you're not going to keep doing it. And also, like what you said, finding a goal is a big thing. Because, we were talking before we started. My goal right now is to get as strong as I can, as fast as I can. Because at some point in time, I want to compete in some sort of powerlifting thing, whether that's just a mock little thing, something around here, or even just traveling somewhere to do it. I would love to win it, of course, but I just want to feel the experience for right now. Because eventually I want to be able to be strong enough to do well in those things. And for me, Jeff Cavalier and this guy named Ryan Dangler, those are two guys I look at and I want to be like them. Because they're both very fit, very strong individuals, but they're also very athletic. They both can go play a basketball game or go, they're not the big old strong Brian Shaw guys to where they can barely fit through a door and they can't move as well. Those guys, if that's your goal, then shoot for it, man. But that's just not mine. But so I found a program that I like and that I'm going to enjoy doing, and that's going to inevitably help me push towards my goal because I'm not going to the gym thinking, oh, God, another workout today. This is going to suck. I'm going in thinking, all right, man, let's get going. I set my alarm earlier some days because I know the next day I'm I want to get this workout in. I want to start going on this. I don't want to wait till 6 o'clock to start working out. I want to work out at 5:30. So I set my alarm earlier because I'm I want to get going.
Yeah.
And so that's just a point I had in my head.
Going off the thing you said about the mental side of going into it. Then you don't go into it, it's I have to do this workout. I have to work out today, or I have to do whatever today. We're talking about exercise specifically, but you can't go in with that mindset. If you do, you're not going to put in the work that needs to be put in to get the results, or you're not going to be consistent with it.
It's a big waste of time.
You have to be mentally prepared. I'm gonna enjoy this. It's kind of like the affirmations and things we talked about in the first episode. You tell yourself, this is going to be a great workout. I'm going to go in here, and you visualize yourself pushing the weights or doing whatever you want to do for your exercise. Running, reaching your best time, your PR, or anything like that. You visualize yourself enjoying what you're doing with a smile on your face, and psych yourself up every single time if you need to do that. Some people, they're just ready for it. But if you really need to do that every time, but you want to go in with a positive mind. But another thing I don't like when people say I have to do this. I get to do this. I get to positively improve myself today. I get to see what my body can do today. Think about it in a positive mind. Go for the pessimistic mind. It's kind of the book talking through me that I've been listening to. The positive mindset, or what I can't remember. Positive thinking is what it's called. So a quote we got here is, "Exercise is a celebration of what your body can do, not a punishment for what you ate." So that's a very positive way to look at it. So that's you got to look at exercise as a celebration of achieving something every time you do it. It's like we talked about earlier. It's checking something off your list. You're starting the day, or whenever you do it, you're achieving something that's going to positively affect you today and in the future as well. Let's see what my body can do. You look at through a positive lens instead of through a negative one.
Yeah, just real quick. One thing I do for myself is I reflect on the day before. If I went in the day before and I kicked butt in my workout, I think to myself, okay, don't let yesterday go for nothing.
Right.
If I went in and kicked my butt yesterday, I'm doing myself no favor by coming in today and thinking, man, this is so stupid. I gotta be back in here today. I just had a good workout today. Now I gotta try to do it again. I'm sore. It's not gonna get you anywhere. I think, okay, I had a really good day yesterday. Today might not be as good as yesterday, but let's make it as best as I can make it.
Yeah.
Because
consistency.
like Wednesday and Thursday for me. Wednesday, I went in, I had an arm and leg day combined, and I was just flinging weight around that I hadn't done in a long time. I was feeling myself, but then Thursday I kind of came in, and before I started, I was like, man, I mean, I'm not really looking forward to this today. But I was like, whoa, wait a minute, don't let yesterday go for nothing. Like, don't have such a great day, and then just crap on it with a really crappy day the following day, because like you're not helping yourself out at all. Like don't waste your time, I guess would be a good way to put that.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you there.
Mm-hmm. And this one right here says the only bad workout is one that didn't happen.
Yep. Yeah.
And I wouldn't skip out. Rest days are good. I have 2 rest days in every week, but don't catch yourself giving up on yourself so easily. Like, don't think, man, halfway through this workout, I just wasn't doing good. I'm just going to stop working out today. This is stupid. Like, if you do that, you just wasted so much time for nothing. So I was just, again, the only bad workout is one that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Go through a workout, evaluate what you did. I'm starting to keep a journal. I was doing it in my head for a while, but it was not going anywhere. I'm going to try to start keeping a journal of my workouts in certain days. Or, I don't know how I want to do it yet. If I want to do a week, if I want to do, every single day. And just to kind of like keep note of myself thinking, all right, hey, man, today wasn't a good day, but I got through it. Kind of almost as affirmation to myself, saying, hey, look, last Thursday I had a really bad day, but I did it. And then Friday felt even better after that. Like, I don't know. That's just a quick way I thought about it.
So it sounds like we're saying 2 different things here. We're saying the only bad workout is one that didn't happen. We're also saying you got to push yourself whenever you're in that workout. It's like steps. You wake up one day, you're not feeling it at all. Okay, so you're gonna push yourself, get to the gym, right? That's your step 1. But then you got your step 2. You got to push yourself, psych yourself up to get a good workout in. But anything is better than nothing. But you want to push yourself and get the most out of it, instead of just saying I'm getting to the gym, check, and then you got to psych yourself up, get to this level, and try to push yourself the farthest level you can get out of that day. Get what, like you're saying, take what the day gives you. So try to get the most out of that day. But anything is better than nothing. But you also don't want to just leave it at that. You want to take it to the next level. Like, this is what I got. I made it to the gym. Now I got to psych myself up, get ready to go, and try to get the best out of what I can give today.
Yeah. I think just positive thinking is what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
Find something positive out of the day. And like what you said, it kind of sounds like we were saying 2 different things. So I'll kind of clear myself up. In my head, the only bad workout I have is one I didn't do. Like I said before, whenever I can't move weight as well, that's not a bad workout to me. Like, in my opinion, I don't find that as a bad workout. I don't go in there saying, I had a bad workout.
Yeah.
Like, that was a horrible workout. I don't really know a good way to put it, but in my head, I see it as, it wasn't as powerful as the day before, but I still went in, I still got something done. I still made it to the gym. I still checked that off my list.
Yeah.
That's good for me. I mean, that's what I need. I need to go in. I need to push through my bad days, because hopefully my goal, I have it in my visualization. I'm not going to go very deep into it, but I want to get to someday to where it's just a habit of mine to wake up at the time I do. Every once in a while, I get myself to where I wake up before my alarm, but some days I'm waking up to the alarm going off for 20 seconds, I want to eventually get myself to the point to where, my alarm goes off at 5:50-ish every morning. I want to get myself to where I'm waking up at 5:40 before waking up and turning my alarm off. Just because my body is now in that routine and it's a habit, and I enjoy it. I find myself, especially after my powerful workouts and whatever, I find waking up the next day to go to the gym is so much easier. I wake up before my alarm and I'm like, hey, let's go do it, man. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
And so that's just, again, for me, is how it works out for me. It's not going to work out for everybody that way. That's just how my body reacts to what is going on, and how I get my mind through that day into the next one.
One thing that helps me out a lot for getting the blood pumping and getting ready, motivated once you get to the gym, is music. I use music a lot to get myself going.
Got a funny story about that.
I would highly recommend listen to some fairly
rock and roll,
like not motivational, like intense, like something that gets you rolling. Don't want to listen to, I don't know,
Ed Sheeran,
or get something that gets you pumping in a groove, so get your blood going.
Which again, Ed Sheeran has some hyped up songs that could get going. I said Ed Sheeran because a couple days ago I'm in a squat session. Just finished 3 sets, going into the 4th when I'm feeling great, my headphones die. Over the speakers playing at the gym was Perfect by Ed Sheeran. And let me tell you, that was probably the worst squat session I've ever had in my life. That last set was horrible. Because I'm trying to go into it. I'm used to, I'm listening to I don't even know what, disturbed music and everything like that. They're screaming in my ears, and that's what gets me hyped up. So I'm used to that, and I try to go in and listen to that, and I'm like, wow, this is different. And so it was just not motivation. Music helps me a lot. So that was my funny story for the day.
I got another quote I can read here. Today I will love myself enough to exercise. So something we kind of talked about earlier is you are showing yourself a form of self-love when exercise. You're showing yourself that I care enough about my body and my well-being to do this for myself. It's kind of a form of self-confidence booster. It's like an affirmation, I guess, too. It's an affirmation to yourself. Like I'm gonna go and push myself through this exercise, push myself through this workout to show myself that I care enough about my body and my well-being to do this.
Yeah, what you just said there was good. I mean, I like the respect one, like respecting your goals. Like you're telling yourself, hey, I love myself enough, I respect myself and my goals enough to say, I'm going to go work out today. So, that spoke to me whenever you said that.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, hey, that's pretty good.
Another quote we got
good old Arnold
from Arnold Schwarzenegger is, I'm addicted to exercising and I have something to do every day, which is kind of like an overarching quote from what we've been talking about, because it's something you can do every day. You get the ball rolling, you get it checked off your list. You're like, I did something today, I did something positive today, I achieved something today. And he's addicted to it because it's a sign of moving forward, progress, positivity in your life that you're starting your day off with, or you're ending your day whenever you do it. But, I thought that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, and for him, I mean, his life was almost built around being one of the strongest guys in the world. So he was addicted to it because he loved it, but he was also addicted to it because he kind of had to be. I mean, that was who he was there for a long time before he really got into all the different things he did. I mean, he was known as the guy for strength. Like, he was the guy. So that was almost just, that was the way he used his goals and his life status at the moment to motivate himself, because I'm sure that was motivation for him. Hey, I mean, these guys see me as the strongest guy in the world. I got to keep that up, I can't sit around for 2 months and eat potato chips and think that I'm still going to be the strongest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he knew that there was someone else behind him that was striving for the exact same thing he was. So that day he took off. If that guy didn't take it off, he's now a step ahead of him.
Yeah.
So it's just, that was something I thought of whenever you just read that. And we'll end you off here with the Kobe Bryant quote. And I don't know if you guys have seen yet or not today, but it is said that Kobe Bryant passed away today in a helicopter accident with, I've seen different things, so I don't know a number of sources. I don't know how many people were in it or whatever. But, so I just love and prayers go out to his family and everybody involved, because that's horrible. You never want to hear that about anybody, but especially somebody so motivational and so inspiring like Kobe. Like, it was a tough one to swallow. But he said everything negative, pressure, challenges, all that type of stuff, is all an opportunity for me to rise. So I guess it's just a view into his mind, saying he sees everything negative as an opportunity for himself to rise above where he was. And so I think it's just a really good one to end on.
Yeah.
Because, if you haven't read any of his books or seen any of these videos, I highly recommend going to watch one. Because, I saw one a long, long time ago, probably freshman year, about him, how his motivation, how he gets up and works out before everybody else on the USA team every day, and how he does so much more shooting and all this different stuff than everybody else. And that motivated me there for a while. I was like, this man got to where he was not because of the athletic ability he was given, but he kicked butt every day. Like, the few things I've watched from him, I mean, that man was just motivation every day, positivity every day. Like, I mean, yeah, once he got on the court, he could be mean sometimes, but I mean, that's just the athlete in him. Like, I mean, that's gonna happen to athletes. If you're an athlete, you understand, like, the competitiveness gets a hold of you sometimes. But he was always so motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big inspiration in my life. So, rest in peace to Mr. Kobe Bryant.
For sure. One thing I want to talk about before we end is if you want to really reach a goal, if you want to lose weight, gain weight, I feel like exercising and transforming your body is one of the only things where I can 100% guarantee if you're consistent with it and have a plan, you are going to get results. If you just consistently do it over and over and over again, you're going to lose weight, you're going to gain weight, but you're going to see those results, and I promise you they're worth it because I've experienced results, and the confidence is the main thing for me. It was a huge confidence boost, and it's so worth it. So I promise, just be consistent with it and just keep driving and pushing yourself, and you will get the results you want.
Yeah, I mean, just end it right there, really. That was really good. I mean, yeah, like what you said, you're going to get results. I mean, and if it's not the results you want, do something else. Like, do a different form of it. Like, real quick before we end, I mean, yesterday I was looking up stuff, saw all kinds of different splits you can do and everything. And they all affect you in different ways. So for you, just finding what works for you is going to come from trial and error. Like, it's not the same for everyone. But as he just got done saying, if you work out with the mindset of I'm getting better, and you really, honestly, to yourself, you can be honest and say, I worked my hardest today, you'll see something. You're going to see a result, and it's going to be something you're going to enjoy. That's, again, like what he said, that's a promise we can make. Just from the both of us and anybody I've seen, it's going to happen. Faux show. So, yeah, you got anything else?
I don't think so.
That's about it. That is the end of episode 3. Thank you all for listening to us. And, drop a like. Hit the subscribe button if you're really feeling it. And, thank you for all the motivation we've been getting. I don't know much about you, but I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from this. So I appreciate you all so much. And have a good one.
Peace.
Santa Claus coming with Rudolph, up in the sleigh about to take off. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen.